This week's episode is sponsored by Change. Change is the #1 mentoring programme that teaches you e-commerce from scratch. Change has a real community with real results. I have been working with Ryan for many years now and have attended many of his events and retreats across the world and got to meet members and the amazing community of like-minded people. Ryan works with a lot of big names in the business world, helping them build online businesses and e-commerce. Change offers personal one-on-one support, no experience needed, but like anything, this takes time and is not a get-rich-quick scheme. If you put the work in, you will get the results. E-commerce and online shopping is getting bigger and bigger. This is a great opportunity for anyone that is looking for financial freedom. For more information, go follow Ryan on Instagram at RyanJB, and he will guide you through the steps to help you get started and build a successful online business. You can now follow me on all my social media platforms to find out who my latest guest will be. And don't forget to click the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you're notified for when my next podcast goes live. And boom, we're on. And today's guest, we've got Daniel Wright. Danny, how are we?
I'm good, mate. Yourself?
Really good, thanks. We've been in contact for a while now.
Yep.
You've got a book coming out soon, Northern Monkeys.
Yeah.
You've sent me it. I've read it. Great book. Very funny as well. A lot of ups and downs, prisons, band, the old school football hooligan mentality, you know. But first and foremost, where can people buy your book?
They can buy it on Troubadour Publishers, or then on ebook they can buy it on Amazon, Apple, Google, all that stuff. Yeah. But if they want paperback, Troubadour.
So Hooliganism for Bradford, the ointments, is that the name?
Yeah, that's the name, yeah. Unusual name.
Very unusual. What does that mean for people who don't know?
So it's like, it started because, obviously, if you've got cuts and bruises, you'll need ointment to sort it out after we've battered you, basically. That's the way.
So it wasn't the ointment for you, it was the ointment for other people?
Ointments for other firms,
Just in case people think it was for you.
Yeah,
for always being battered and bruised.
Yeah.
But the book Hooliganism, listen, it was massive. 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s.
Yeah.
It's still active today, but it's not as active as it used to be, especially with the bigger sentences now that people are getting, losing their lives. Back in the day, men just wanted to go to football, have a scrap, go home, have a few pints, and then go to bed. But it's changed days. I know the Russians, the Polish, they're very well organised.
Yeah.
I think the Rangers boys, they're doing that forest fighting as well. I don't know how popular that is down here.
I don't think it's very popular, but I personally could see it becoming popular eventually, because there's still, if you go to any football ground, there's still loads of like young lads all dressed up and like out together. I seen it Saturday. I went to see against Barnsley, and there were just loads of them, like loads of Bradford, loads of Barnsley lads looking for it, but they're not getting anywhere near each other. So I imagine eventually they'll probably like change. You'd think, wouldn't you? Or maybe they won't.
Yeah, they've got the Union Bears and they're fighting in the forests, and look, fair play to them. Anyone that has a scrap and it's more well organised away from families.
Yeah.
You know, if people want a scrap, then listen, go to a box ring organised in the forest. So I don't see anybody getting harmed, or they just want a scrap. And if people want to fight for their club, then so be it.
Yeah.
Before we get into all the madness though, bro, I always like to go back to the start with my guests, get more of a bit of understanding about you, where you grew up and how it all began. Yeah,
so I grew up in a place called Tyersall in Bradford. Good family, had both parents, both stayed together, both had jobs, 2 older sisters, older brother. And I was just always out, like lived on a little estate where you could just, you know, go out all day and play football or play tag or whatever. And that were it, really.
What were you like at school?
Terrible. Yeah, terrible. I didn't ever want to learn out. Like, I reckon people now at school who knew me at school, they'll be saying, how has he written novel? He couldn't even hold his pen properly. I still can't hold my pen properly now, to be fair. But I had no interest in school at all. No interest.
How was mum and dad?
Yeah, fine. Both good parents.
What happened to you, bro?
I don't know.
Prison life, fighting, hooliganism, the madness.
I just kind of fell into it, really. I always loved city, and then you go out and you meet mates, and you just kind of like, it's like a brotherhood, isn't it? It's addictive, really addictive.
Did you have any Bradford City fans in the family?
Did I have? Yeah, one of my uncles is a Bradford City fan. Yeah, but then like there were loads of kids where we lived who were City fans. It was usually City or Leeds or Man United, obviously, because they were best team then.
Why your passion for Bradford City? When did your love for them come about?
I think first time I ever went, really. I went and it were like, obviously you used to be able to stand on cop then. They used to have a cop then so you could stand up when you're a kid. And it used to be ram full and it was just exciting, wasn't it? Exciting. So, and I did used to like Man United as well. But then like as I got older and you hear people chanting stuff like you dirty Yorkshire bastard and that at Man United games, I used to think, I'm a dirty Yorkshire bastard. What am I doing here? So then obviously City took over then.
So you were Man U?
Yeah, Man U and City when I was a kid, yeah.
And then you just became Bradford?
Bradford, yeah.
When did your true love and passion come for them? What gives any games that sets in your mind where you thought, okay, I'm going to kind of devote my life to support this team?
Probably. I remember my first one were Hartlepool, and I went to a lot after that. And then I'm trying to think, but I was young then, really young. And then, so probably that game really, because I remember then chairman come on pitch and he said, oh, in 5 years we'll be in Premier League. And I remember thinking, no chance. And we were in third division then, and it did. 5 years we were in Premier League, yeah.
What's the Bradford history for people who don't know?
The club?
Yeah.
Massive club, well supported, always been well supported, but really like underachievers as a club. We've won one FA Cup in 1911. I've never seen us win a league. We won league in 1985. So I was 1 year old then, so I don't remember it. That was Day at Fire as well. That's a big part of our history, like obviously the Bradford Fire. But yeah, mostly everyone would say a well-supported club, massive underachievers.
Do you think it's easier to then fight for your club if you've not won as much because there's a bit of anger there?
Oh, definitely, yeah, definitely that can help. But I don't always think it is anger that leads you to it. It's more like, there's a saying football lads have, and they don't fight because they hate what's in front of them. They fight because they love what's behind them, because it's like that camaraderie, innit? Proper camaraderie.
What was your first job?
My first job, I worked in a lighting factory in Cleckheaton. So just picking orders, stuff like that, putting them on fork truck, stuff like that, yeah.
How long did you do that for?
Maybe a year. Not long, really. Not long.
Were you in and out of jobs?
In and out of jobs, yeah, for a long time, yeah.
Any steady ones?
Steady ones? No, not really. No. I had a few of my own businesses here and there, like a window cleaners, or I've had gardening businesses, stuff like that, yeah.
So how did you get involved in the hooligan stuff?
I met two lads who were involved in it. I just started hanging about with them. Like, they were a bit older than me, but they were trying to get in with firm as well, because it was quite hard back then to get in with Bradford firm. They could be a bit like cliquey.
Why?
I don't know. I think because they'd all been together for so long, they didn't have many young lads, and they could be a bit like, it could be hard to get in with you. You used to have to take a bit of shit for a while off of them.
How many was in the firm at that time?
Probably at home every week, 80 to 100, and then they'd be taking firms away, like, I don't know, once every couple of months or whatever. They'd all go to a game. So, and
that's a small firm, though.
Yeah, probably, but it was obviously 2000, so numbers were definitely a bit lower then. But obviously, back in here, it'll have been 300s, won't it?
When did you get involved?
So, probably, I'd say there'd been loads of fights that had been like younger and like therefore, but not really involved. But I remember the one that like really got people talking about me, and that we'd been to Rotherham away, and we come back to Leeds train station, and like Leeds were there. But like Leeds always did, they underestimated us. They only had about 30 or 40 waiting, so we ended up chasing them out at train station. They have a pub over the road called, it used to be called Scarborough Taps, but I think it's called something else now. So they've come, they must have run back there and got all the rest of the firm. They're compiling in. So it's like, it was massive numbers on massive numbers, and I've just run straight in and banged one, put him on his ass. Like, and then like, all police waded in, and like, you try to get at each other, you know, through police and stuff like that. And then they pushed us back through barriers, and we had a like little bit of a scrap with police. I always remember someone punched his helmet off, and he got up and like CS gassed someone and pulled his cosh out, and a lad I know, I won't say his name, was stood behind him, and he pulled his cosh out of his hand, and copper turned around, and lad who had his cosh were just like proper, you know, shocked that he'd done it. He like shit himself and just stood there with cosh, like not knowing what to do. not knowing what to do. But like after that, like all older lads started saying, "Oh, did you see that young one get involved?" And that's when you like start working your way up it really.
And what was that feeling to then having a little bit of respect of kind of not being in the firm and them kind of full of teasing and slagging?
Yeah, yeah.
Then getting a little bit of respect that he's quite game.
Yeah. But one of the best things I've ever had, James. Yeah, definitely.
Was that?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I'd love to say it wasn't, but obviously football violence were a big part of my life for a long time. I loved it. I still love it now. Like I do, yeah. You know, like if someone says something about the ointment, it gets to me. You know what I mean? Take it personal, really personal.
So what age were you?
Back then, I reckon about 17. Then.
Still very young.
Yeah, very young.
Like my boy's 15, man, and like it's hard to imagine your kids doing that at 16, 17, 18.
Yeah.
But again, listen, you just don't know what paths people go down and what is sort of. Does you think boredom plays a part?
Yeah, definitely. I think boredom is a big thing because, like, I always look back now and think I'd have probably loved it in the army because, you know, like that camaraderie and stuff. So through a week, you're pretty bored. You try to earn a bit of money and know what's happening. And then you get together on a Saturday and there's however many it is, sometimes 40, sometimes 150. You're all out looking for a fight and you've got each other's backs and like you like a brotherhood, you know what I mean? So I think that is a big part of it.
What is the other firms like in the lower divisions? Because I've interviewed the top boys from like Manchester and Birmingham, but what's the firms like in the lower divisions?
All firms on the day are good. I could go to Peterborough one week with 40 of us and get absolutely smashed by 200 of them, or you could go to Man United one week with 40 and they might not have no out for you. You might get better of it. So obviously consistently, like you have firms that are better, but any firm anywhere on the day is very good.
Obviously attendance will play a part.
Yeah,
some
definitely.
Matches, some teams are getting 60, 70,000 and I'd imagine their firms
will
be bigger.
But, definitely, but it don't always mean the game either, does it?
Definitely, because the boys I've spoke to who were involved in the hooliganism, they says Middlesbrough, Sunderland, all that mob out that way are fucking nuts.
Yeah. Well, I thought, you know, when you said little clubs, and then you said that about the attendance. When you first said little clubs, the first one that come to my mind is Grimsby, because they don't get a good like attendance, and how much attendance they get and how many hooligans they've got, they must have the biggest percentage in the country, surely, because they don't get much of a percentage of fans, but they've got a really good firm that never let you down when they go there. It's probably my favourite day out. It always goes off there, always.
It's mad that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because I've never heard anyone mention them.
No.
But Sunderland,
I'd say
that kind of northeast.
Obviously, they've been in bigger leagues as well, but Sheffield United are very good as well. But they've been in lower leagues sometimes with us as well. They're a very good firm. Mm-hmm. But no firm on the day is like bad, you know. Like every firm can pull some out for you.
Were you doing any training? Were you doing any boxing or anything?
I've always done it on and off. I'm not the best boxer, I'll be honest. I always like just having a tear up. But I've done a bit of like jiu-jitsu and stuff, and I don't mind that. I'm probably better at that, to be fair, even though I still won't say I were great. But yeah, I've done it on and off. Like I was in Thailand last month and I did like some Muay Thai and that there for a bit. I always enjoy stuff like that. But
because I interviewed Big Baz before he passed that.
Yeah.
And he was a monster. He was a kickboxing champion. Like if you're in that firm and you see someone just dropping people, like is it intimidating when you see someone who you know can actually scrap, or is it just everything's the same?
Nah, you're just weighed in really. It's just like, and if you get put on your ass, you get put on your ass, don't you? You've still been game, haven't you? So, but I don't think I've ever like seen someone and thought, oh, I need to be wary of him or like that, because it's too much of a thrill when you get there. You know, like you're just ready for it, thinking get into these.
And what is the thrill for people who don't understand? For people who kind of scrutinise it and look down at it and think they're destroying football, what is that kind of ingredient for people to want to fight against other football fans?
I think it's just the same as violence, really, innit? Violence is a thrill, innit? I know people are going to look at this and say, oh, that's disgusting, but anyone who has ever done anything violent, in that moment, it's a thrill, innit? Like, so I think it's just the same as that. I mean, it's the best thrill of it is when you walk in there and you're thinking, like, oh, I don't know how many are going to be here, and you're like questioning yourself, you know, telling yourself, oh, don't run, and whatever they is, just get into these, you can do them and stuff like that. That's probably part of the best thrill, but obviously I do like the violence as well. I do like violence. It's obviously a bit stupid, but yeah, I do like it.
Was it every week?
Every week? No, definitely not in my day. It were probably every month, let's say. Yeah, every month. So we were quite organised, our little group. Like, we used to call ourselves a YBO, Young Bradford Ointment. And we were like, I don't know if I'm wrong about this. I'm sure other firms will say they did it as well. But I remember, like, in our day, probably about, I think I got banned first time 2004. And I think we were the first firm that said, right, you can't go within 5 miles because we're banned. So we used to go to away games and be like, we'd go send a spotter over a week before to pick a little pub. And then we'd go to that pub 5 miles away, but we'd tell them the night before we'll be in this area, and we'd used to meet them there. Now, I might be having myself on, and other firms might have done that, but I always felt we were the first that did it, but I don't know.
Why 5 miles away?
Because that were so if you were banned from away games, you couldn't be within 5 miles of the ground. So even though we were still banned, some of us were still banned, we'd do that. And then, like, if they didn't turn up there, we'd send the lads who weren't banned into town, so into their town.
So that was just for people who still wanted to scrap, but just keep...
Yeah, and you'd be out the way, like, it might be... I remember once organising one where we were in this pub and there were a big, like, grass... it was kind of like a roundabout, but I mean massive, but not a busy roundabout, you know, like in a little village, so there'd have been no cameras there, stuff like that, and stuff like that. We used to do that regularly.
When did you start moving through the ranks with it?
Pretty quickly, really, because we played Aberdeen, I think 2003, and I got locked up before game, so which were pretty lucky for me, really. So I chinned this Aberdeen kid. I'm still mates with him now to this day, good lad. So I always remember I was in court with him, and I was skint at the time, you know, young lad, and him and this other lad, they obviously used to work, they all work on oil rigs, don't they, up there? So they used to buy me beers and that, so good lads they were. Martin, we were called, nice lad.
How did you end up with them?
So we were in court together. We were in court together. And obviously they used to come up same days as me, but I'd put him on his ass, actually, in the fight.
They were Aberdeen fans?
Yeah, Aberdeen. But after the game...
How were you playing them? Was that friendly?
Friendly, yeah. The centenary celebration of Bradford City, 100 years.
Why Aberdeen?
So they had one team from Scotland, Swansea from Wales, and a team from Northern Ireland, who I forgot who it was. But they were only Aberdeen and Bradford who had firms out, really. But after the game, there were a big fight with Bradford and Aberdeen, and it were all caught on CCTV. So, like, the main lads at Bradford all got banned then or sent to jail. So I didn't get a ban for my fight before ground. So then it were like started trying to rebuild us, really, because there weren't many of us left.
Aberdeen have got a good firm.
Yeah, really good firm.
I know the Tottenham boys have went up. I know a few of the Germans have got over and helped.
Yeah.
They're big fucking units as well. I don't know too much about the hooliganism in Scotland. I know Rangers, Aberdeen are quite big in it. Yeah. But Aberdeen have always been kind of respected in a way.
Yeah, definitely. They're one of the top firms, but I'm sure if you got them on here that day, they lost the fight. That's just, it happens sometimes. There's a video of it, you can see it. It's one of them. So, yeah.
And yous all get nicked?
Yeah, but like I say, because I were before the game, I got nicked, but I didn't get banned. Like, but the ones who got caught after the game, that were all on CCTV, so they all got nicked and banned, and some went to jail for it. But obviously, the ones who did that were like out of the older end, probably the top 20 or most of the top 30, 20 of the top 30 who got banned. So then obviously that age group disappeared for a few years. So
what are you thinking though when you get to jail for the first time?
When I got jail for the
first time, is it like earning your stripes? Do you feel more confident, or do you think, what am I doing?
Yeah, obviously I always knew I'd go to jail for football. That sounds mad, doesn't it? But obviously I knew when I was 17 and decided I wanted to put my life into this, that I knew I would go to jail for it. There's no way in that era, if you're going to be like a main player in your firm and you're going to get stuck in all the time, there's no way you're not going to go to jail. So I won't lie, first time I went to jail though, have you ever, obviously you'll never seen Armley, will you?
Where is that?
That's in Leeds, and it's like an old...
I've been in Leeds a few times, but I don't know if I've been there.
It's like out of the city centre, and it's like an old, prison. So I won't even lie about this. Other people will say they were thing. When I pulled up in, them little Group 4 vans, and you're in that little box by yourself, and you see that old looking, it looks like a fucking castle back in medieval time. And you're like looking at it, and you've heard stories of screws and fucking men raping each other and that. I'm not going to lie, I absolutely shit myself in that little box thing for a couple of minutes. I had to get myself together and like tell myself, oh, you'll be all right, you'll be sound, and like big myself up. But yeah, first time, I'm not going to lie, I shit myself.
How on it were the coppers back then?
On it, yeah.
Because that's when all the cameras and
Yeah,
CCTV and mobile phones and...
But that's how I got caught for the first time. I got jail. So I'd been out night before playing poker, and I was banned at time. So we were playing Rotherham next day. So I'd been up late at night, and my mate rung me like, I don't know, about 11:30, woke me up. Said, Danny, you won't believe it. The game's been called off, but Rotherham's firm's in Wibsey. Like, Wibsey's like out of Bradford, but it's like, it's out the city centre, but it's where a lot of our lads come from. So like on a Saturday night or a Sunday night, we'll all be up there drinking. So fair play to Rotherham. They've gone to this boozer. So I've rung a taxi, picked my two mates up, Dave and Bungle, got in taxi. I had a fucking telescopic cosh. So when we've got there, all lads, so like pubs one side at road and all lads are on the other side at road. I've pulled up in taxi, just jumped out, says, come on, get into him. So I've run straight in pub, pulled my cosh out. There's a big kid with like a Redstone Island coat on. I've just said ointment here, whacked him over head, but I didn't realise how many of them there were in there. I've got like pulled into the middle of them, they started pummeling me. I'm like hunched over. Bungles, who was like my best mate, he's got hold of my belt, like managed to pull me out of there. They give me a kicking. So on the video you see me, and it only shows you when I come back out. It don't show me go in. So when I come back out, I've got like no jacket on. They've took my jacket. I've lost my cosh. I had a cap on. I've lost my cap. And one of my trainers has come off as well. I don't think anyone ever notices. I've only got one trainer on. So I've come out of the pub and I'm like absolutely fuming because I've took a bit of a kicking really. So I'm thinking, fucking bastards. So a few of them have come out the door, Rotherham, like chased us, and I've just like not even looked around on road. I've just steamed into them, punched a few of them, like sent them back in the pub. And then like I've heard someone shout, as they've gone like scurrying back in the pub, I've heard someone shout, Danny, cameras. So I've looked over at road and then just undercover police car filming me, you know what I mean? So I knew then. But then Rotherham lads all come out and I'm like saying to them, there's cameras, but they still wanted to fight. So I punched a few more as well because I kind of knew in my head, well, I'm screwed anyway. There's no point backing down now to save yourself because you're not going to save yourself.
And what happened from that?
I got 2.5 years and I think a 8-year ban, 8-year ban. It might have been a 10-year. I appealed it and got off it like 2 years early, but I can't remember which one it was.
And what you thinking when you getting a free stretch for fighting on the streets?
Well, what I first thought was, that's a bit harsh because 2.5 for a fray, the maximum's 3 years, and I pled guilty straight away, so it should be 2 years because you get a third off. But the judge absolutely slaughtered me, and I mean slaughtered me, like saying, you're a violent idiot and there's no doubt you're the organiser of all this and all that. So I did end up getting the 6 month off on appeal. So I ended up doing like 2 years. I did a full year.
What jail?
So I started in Armley and I went to Lindholm in Doncaster, which were a Wright jail at the time. I had sounds mad this, but I had a good time there, you know. Went to gym all the time, food were good there. And then I don't know what happened, but one day screws just come piling it. Well, I'd come back from work and I seen screws in my cell and I was like, what are they doing in my cell? So I went in going, boys, what you can't come in here searching without me being present, you know. So they goes, oh no, we're just moving curtains. And I thought, something's not right here. I sat on my bed, picked my book up, whatever I was reading at the time. And you know, when you think, something's not right here, as soon as I thought that, the cell doors opened, they all come in like the task, they're not called task force, but like the block screws, they're all got the big shields and helmets on, get up, you're going down block. So I'm like, what am I going down block for? So anyway, they kicked me out, sent me down block at Morelands, which is a jail over at road basically from Lindo, which is a fucking shithole, James, absolute shithole. So I'm down block and governor has to come see you and tell you why. And I've still got the piece of paperwork. It said that they believed I was behind an escape attempt. I only had 8 weeks left. So I don't know what happened there. But after 2 weeks, they let me out of block.
Someone tried to set you up. Could that have been someone with another firm kind of phoning up? Or could it have been someone...
Nah, I don't think that. It might have been someone on wing that I had a bit of trouble with or something. So it might have all been some tobacco or something like that and thought, fuck paying him double, get him sent out, you know what I mean?
How were you treated in jails with other firms or other boys that are in there? Is it everything off limits?
You're like best mates, really, because you know each other. I were in there with a Derby lad. They were in for smuggling cocaine, actually. They were quite a little firm of them, but DLF lads. But I was like best pals with them, got on really well with them. So, because you've got so much in common, haven't you? Loads in common. And then when I got sent to Morelands, there was a Sheffield United lad in there, and I was like best pals with him, still speak to him today. So it's like you're the same, really.
So what happens if you're friends with them in jail and then you're meeting them for a scrap? Say when you're out, is it Do you still have the scrap, or do you kind of bypass them?
You still have the scrap, but I used to be good friends with like a lad from Huddersfield called Jay, and we used to like organise the fights with each other, sort of thing, because that's a bit of a rivalry, Bradford and Huddersfield as well, because it's right close. But I remember we once had a fight, we bumped into each other in Halifax, and like both firms getting into each other. And I remember looking at him and just thinking, I'll go to the right-hand side, because I didn't really want to hit him, you know what I mean? And I think he did the same with me. He looked at me and went, I'll go to that side, sort of thing. So, yeah, poor lad, he ended up getting a bit of a kicking, actually. But
Does no one ever meet in a boxing ring or an MMA ring just to have the scrap and settle their differences? Or is there something different from doing it on the street and with the brothers of your football team?
yeah, I don't think I've ever known it where they've met in a boxing ring, like an organised charity event, which is not a bad idea, like. But I mean, myself, I've had a couple of one-on-one fights with Leeds fans or stuff like that. But no, I've never seen it in a boxing match or a MMA or whatever. Never
And what
seen
was
that.
Bradford City's kind of code of conduct? Did you have any kind of rules or codes to follow when you're having these fights?
Don't run, really. But obviously that's the rule, but that everyone gets run every now and then. It happens. When there's only a few of you, it does happen.
What's that feeling when you get run?
Fucking, that's brilliant as well, to be fair. Yeah, absolutely brilliant. It's just like you're shitting yourself, aren't you? You think you're going to die. I remember once we got chased down London by, again, a firm you probably haven't heard of, Brentford. But there weren't many of us, and there were fucking loads of them that time. And it were a bit my fault, 'cause I didn't think they had a firm, so it taught me a lesson that day. But we ended up fighting with them. And one of the lads, Grace, he got stuck straight in. He ended up on his ass. So I've whacked the kid who ended up on his ass. I'll be honest, didn't even move. Chinned me, like sent me over this car. I'd have been on my ass, but I rolled over this car and like, everyone's gone. So I've like run up road and I've gone round this corner. There's like a little corner shop in there. So I've gone in corner shop, and it was still when there were like glass milk bottles. So I've grabbed 2 glass milk bottles and hid behind this fridge. And I can hear them all outside going, where's that fat northern wanker gone? And I'm thinking in there, fucking, I'm going to die here. I'm going to die here. But, it's the buzz, innit? It's a proper buzz.
Is there any rules when someone's on the deck?
Yeah, you leave them, really. Yeah. They'll get a couple of kicks, but, it's not... No one wants anyone dying around, do they?
What about tools?
Tools, it's what you can pick up, really, is the rules. Yeah, if you're bringing knives, people won't like that. Like, if I knew one of my mates had a knife, I'd be saying, fucking, what you doing? Don't be doing that. But then, like, there'll be bottles getting thrown and chairs or stuff like that.
Yeah, but when you look at the Italy, Turkey, that's not...
Foreigners are different,
look
yeah.
what they've done to the Leeds fans.
Yeah. Foreigners are
Dirty
different.
bastards.
I don't even think it's just, like Italians and Turks. I think they actually do that against other Italians and Turks as well. So I think it's like a regular thing for them, knifing, yeah.
So even though people might look down on hooliganism here and think that's terrible,
It's not as bad as that, no.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
people are losing their lives. When it's Celtic and Rangers, who did I speak to yesterday? I spoke to, SAS guy.
Yeah.
We were just talking about the violence between the religions of Celtic.
Yeah,
which is like
yeah,
it's
yeah.
pure hatred.
Yeah.
It was dangerous back in the day, like going to areas with football tops. It's all quieting down now. Like I say, in Scotland, Rangers, Aberdeen, Hibs have got a good firm.
Yeah,
I used to know Brad Welsh, God rest his soul, was
Yeah.
a good friend. But he was very, very well organised. He done the documentaries and stuff. I think it was Danny Dyer. No, Danny Dyer.
Yeah, he did do that one, yeah. I think he did.
Who was the guy who used to do the documentary stuff? He done one with Mariner and got him to jail.
Oh, McIntyre.
McIntyre. It was
Yeah.
either McIntyre or Danny Dyer he done,
Yeah.
but they had good little firms, man, very well organised, but
Yeah.
that's something I've never been involved in, something I've never looked to get involved in, but it is appealing. Like, people do love these stories.
Oh,
Why
yeah,
do you
yeah.
think there's people do, even because they do get slaughtered as well?
Oh,
with
yeah.
grown men and typical English, and
Yeah,
you know what it's like.
Yeah. Well, like I watch your programs a lot, and like the football hooligans on there do get a lot of jip.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's that kid from London, isn't there, who you had on? I forgot his name, the Tottenham kid.
Oh, Dante.
But I do know he's actually about it, but he gets
Yeah.
loads of jip online for it. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, like Dante. He's a good friend, and he's in the jail now.
yeah.
He's in the jail now, but it's just what somebody enjoys. Like, if no one's getting harmed, then who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
But it's just the media can portray a bad side of it, and it is as well. But do the media make it worse than what it actually is?
Oh yeah, like there's a bit in my book actually that goes on about how the media always portray like English as football hooligans as white, fat, overweight Nazis, basically with a bulldog on their leg saying these colours don't run. You know what I mean? But it's not like that. It's not like. Don't get me wrong. These some people who in football hooligans who probably do, you know, think white is right in every firm or whatever. But in our firm, there's blacks, there's Asians, there's everything you want, really, you know. Well, obviously they probably don't want that, but yeah.
But a lot of the boys are game. Like Big Dante's game. He can fight. He can have a scrape. Yes, he's a bit younger in the generation because I had Bill Gardner on. West Ham top boy. And I've got a lot of respect for Bill. And people, when you actually hear their stories of him being homeless and a street fighter, and the story about the Millwall casual, I think it was Tiny. Because I know a few of the Millwall boys and they're tough bastards as well. I had a Millwall guy on.
The old fella, wasn't it?
Guy, Ginger Bob.
Ginger Bob.
Yeah. A lot of people didn't want it to happen, but Ginger, he wanted the story out. And a lot of people scrutinised it because there's a lot of top boys in Millwall who don't speak as well. Like they're very in-house, which is understandable because no one speaks out for Millwall.
I think that was the problem. I know a couple of Millwall kids, and I mean they've never slagged him off, but I do think that was the problem. They don't have a booker out, do they, Millwall? They've never done it, so
that's their code.
That's
their code. And like I say, he was an older guy, and I think he was about it back in the day, but obviously maybe kind of made them look bad. But
he definitely wore about it back in the day. Like definitely wore.
It's just because he's there with no teeth and people are just slaughtering him. But you've got to give the respect for anybody who wants a tear up, no matter where it is. It takes balls. And some of the guys I've had on, like I said, Baz and Big Dante had a Manchester boy on. I respect them all. I think what they do, I don't give a fuck. Do you know what I'm saying? I respect what they're doing. Obviously, if people are out with their families, you can understand the backlash. How is the kind of, how do you choose an environment to keep away from, like families and
That's
kids?
what we tried to do most of the time, but then obviously some games it can happen where it's you bump into each other in the wrong place, you know, and so it can happen like that. But I can't really ever think of a time where, like, you know, there's been loads of kids there where we've had a fight. Because, like I say, a lot of our fights were actually organised. Like, I can tell you a time, everyone always laughed at this story when I tell them. So we used to have a bit of a thing with Oldham, because they've got a good firm, Oldham. We used to always, and I used to know some of their lads, so we used to like organise it. And we once playing them, so we met them in Rochdale. And as you come out of the train station, there's like a pub, and then down 100 yards down the road, there's another pub. So we were sat in this pub, and their lad come in the pub to see me. He says, Danny, come outside. And then we went outside. He goes, right, we're in that pub down there. We're going to cross road and walk up this snicket. You come down the side of here, walk down this snicket, and we'll meet halfway down the snicket. So a lot of our fights were actually like that, you know what I mean? Like proper organised.
Did you ever get jumped when you were alone or with your missus when it wasn't match day?
No. The worst hiding I ever had were a night out I had in Halifax, and I bumped into some Leeds lads when I was young. And I got absolutely paggered off them. Yeah, absolutely paggered. I remember like I was fighting with one of them. They all come out of this pub jumping over barriers, like shouting stuff. So I just thought, I'm fucked here anyway, because I was always that big. I couldn't really get away, no chance. So I just ran down, got stuck into them, ended up on the floor, knocked out. Right.
There's a lot of people, obviously a lot of the fights can be before the game, after the game, it just depends. But is there any times that you'd prefer to fight before or after?
Nah, probably not. Probably not really. It's usually, I would probably say it's before mostly, because it's a bit easier to organise, you know, a bit earlier on, where after the game, when you're coming out at ground, police are usually on you, you get put in an escort, it's a lot harder to get away. Not saying it doesn't happen, but I'd say, you know, it's probably 70-30 before games.
Yeah, but see, if you get beat, can you even be asked?
Oh, yeah, I'd be more asked. Yeah, I'd be more asked. I think the only game I've ever come out of a ground I've not wanted to fight was Chelsea when we beat them 4-2. I was just so happy, so like I didn't even think about it.
What do you think when you see the guys? Like, it is very cringe when you see matches, because everybody's got camera phones down.
Oh, yeah.
And you'll see the guy giving it the wank.
Yeah.
Giving it that to like 10,000 fans.
No, I think it looks a bit pathetic. There were one actually on Saturday of Bradford and Barnsley fans like goading each other, and the kind of half got near each other. In fact, there's a bird from Bradford and she gets stuck straight in. She's probably best at lot, to be honest. But I always think it's a bit embarrassing. It looks a bit like, because it wasn't really like that in our day. We're more away from stuff. And
do you have any birds fighting for firms?
No, not that I know of, no.
Yeah, that'd be fucked up,
that'd be weird. Yeah. But I bet it does happen. The world's changing, isn't it?
Nowadays, mate.
Yeah.
I interviewed a man. He was an undercover copper. I think he went. undercover at Millwall.
I've seen that, yeah.
And I think it says there was like 10 of them or 8 of them.
Yeah.
Might have been Arsenal or something, and they went. But he says they were a different breed. He says they were fucking well organised and nuts. And if Millwall, I would like to see Millwall in the Premier. I do look for their scores.
I do, yeah.
And I would like to see what would happen if they do. Do you think that could possibly kickstart things again because they are so well known?
For Millwall, 100%, yeah. They would be out, I'd probably say, every week, and every firm in Premier League would want to go there. So yeah, I think that would like kickstart. There'd definitely be trouble at a lot of games.
Because there's thousands in their firm.
Yeah. When they're out, they can pull a big firm.
Why are they so respected, Millwall?
Have you ever actually been there, James?
Yeah.
It's a fucking scary place just walking about, isn't it?
Yeah, you can feel there is a vibe about it.
Yeah.
That's the same when you go to like Belfast and stuff. There's there's an energy of something could kick off at any minute.
Yeah. So I mean, there's that, and then they've just got they've always had a good firm, you know. And I think there's like what I'd always say with like the top firms and because I say any day anyone could beat anyone, you know, but I think the difference with like what makes the top firms is they do it regular, and like when there's a big game, they always I'd say Birmingham's one at best at that. Something always seems to, when Birmingham's like got a big game, they always seem to be, something always seems to kick off with them, you know what I mean? They always seem to make a bit of a show. So
yeah, I met a few of the Birmingham lads a few weeks ago.
Yeah,
I'm going to go to one of their games.
Yeah,
one of the guys has got a box. I'm going to go down and see what it's like. I love going to all the games, man. I love seeing new fans. Seeing the vibe, because every stadium has a different feel to it.
Yeah. St Andrews is class as well. It's class stadium.
Yeah.
We played them last season in Cup, in semi-final at Cup, but they beat us. But atmosphere were great. I haven't been at a game where the atmosphere were like that for years. Because our away end were just all men. There weren't really many kids there. There weren't many women there. And it was just like, we're actually a bit of a nasty away end, actually. Yeah. Even though no happened, just the away end, I enjoyed it. You know, like people singing nasty songs and that again. It were fun. Because obviously Birmingham have got a nastier like atmosphere in ground as well. So it were good.
Because we know now, all the football hooligan films, it's not just guys with the skinheads who just want to fight and sell drugs.
Yeah,
you get guys who are pilots, doctors,
lawyers.
Yeah. What sort of jobs did people have that were fighting for you?
You could go from a drug dealer all the way to a solicitor. You know, like that different. There's that different. Yeah, no, there's all sorts. I mean, I would say a majority of football hooligans are usually lads who were some sort of trade, and they either work for themselves or work for companies. You know, so plumbers, joiners, electricians, window fitters. I would say the majority are that, but then you do have, you know, others as well.
Yeah, what's the most you had in your firm in one day?
In Premier League, probably 200, 250s a few times. I remember we went to Sheffield United 2015, I think it was. We probably took about 250 there as well. That was probably the best I've seen us that day, because we took 250 and like I got our escort straight away, and I thought, oh, but only one who gets our escort. And I went, first booze I went in, there were like another 60 of us there. So, because Sheffield United is a good firm, they're a good firm. It's an hard place to go, Sheffield. So, I mean, we got the better of them that day, but to be honest, that doesn't often happen, especially at their place.
Who's the best firm you've came up against?
Best firm I've ever seen, Man United at Bradford. Yeah. Anyone who tells you Man United are a good firm is chatting absolute shite. The numbers are just fucking massive. So yeah, best firm I've ever seen at Bradford, Man United. Yeah,
because I had One Punch Doyle on.
Yeah.
He's a bit of a boy. He's very well respected, and he was talking about the Man U days.
Yeah.
Like 80s, 90s.
Yeah.
But I didn't know if they still had a big firm now.
But I would say even then, so that were like early noughties, and I would say they were the best in the country then by a long way. That would possibly their peak. They were really good then, really good.
How many decent firms are there?
Well, are we saying like I'd say
top 5. Who's the top 5 you've came up against?
Whoa, this would be hard.
Well, you know you're going up against, and you know you're
my
going to
top
struggle
5
to win.
would be the top 5 would probably be, not in any particular order, Man United, Tottenham, Millwall, Birmingham. I don't.
Grimsby?
No, I like Grimsby, but I couldn't say, again, they're not as regular as these firms. So Middlesbrough, Sheffield United, Leeds, Aston Villa, you know, all them teams I'll probably have up there as well. Yeah.
Is it hard to separate? See, do you ever go to a tear up and think, we're not going to win today, but we just need to show up?
Never.
always going with the mindset of going to win.
Yeah. I've been to tear-ups with 10 of us and thought we can do this, you know what I mean? We just need, if you steam straight in, they think there's more here and make loads of noise, you can get them on back foot, and once you get them on back foot, don't ever stop, just keep going forward. That's the best way you can do it. And one of the older lads, Taylor, taught me that years ago, and it's right that.
And what do you class as a win? What is a win?
Obviously, if you chase them, but also sometimes you just get the better of the fight. It might be that nobody ran and 3 or 4 of them are on their ass, or 3 or 4 of us are on our ass. So you'd probably say, well, they got better of that fight.
Because I've interviewed so many, and they'll contradict them. They'll not contradict themselves, but they'll say, yeah, we chased them. Like they're telling lies.
Yeah.
There's never any truth.
No.
You'll get a couple who'll say, do you know what? He knocked me out. He fucking knocked my chief out. They ran me that day.
Yeah.
Majority though, they don't admit the defeat. They don't admit.
100%. I'm not bothered about that, because I mean, I've just told you Brentford chased me. Everyone will be laughing me at their ass off at that. You know what I mean? But it happens. I've been put on my ass. Another firm who people don't, it reminded me this morning, Peterborough. I once went in a pub in Bradford and there was some Peterborough in there. And I said, what? I didn't think they'd be up for it. I goes, what you doing there? Before he even answered me, just cracked me, put me straight on my ass. But I got back up and we all fired into him. But yeah. I've been chased. I've been put on my ass. I've been beat up. I've had fights where nobody's run and they've got better of us.
Does the thrill wear off?
No, never.
Does it not?
No, never. I don't do it anymore. But if you said to me I could do it tomorrow and get away with it, there'd be no repercussions. I'd be there in a shot.
What age is she now?
I'm 41 now, yeah. I'd be there in a shot. But I think there's people older than me that'd be there in a shot as well. There's probably lads in the 60s that'd say, well, I can get away with it. Nothing's ever going to come back of it. They'd be there.
What do you think that is, the driving force behind it? Do you think it's something kind of missing? Could it be mental health? Could it be just the fact of fighting for your badge, or like the brotherhood? Like what do you think it is?
It's just a thrill, innit? I think like life, you go through life, don't you? And how many stuff do you actually enjoy? That's, so you find something you enjoy and someone says to you, oh, you could do this and get away with it. Like, I don't drink that much anymore because I don't like the hangovers. But sometimes I do miss drinking, like, so I'll go for a drink. But if you said to me, oh, you could drink and not have an hangover, I'd probably do it, wouldn't I? Mm-hmm. Probably fit. I won't. If you said to me, you won't waste 3 days after and not do any work, I'd probably think, oh yeah, I might have a drink then, yeah. But like 100% football, if you said to me, no repercussions, yeah, I'd do it.
And you got another sentence?
Yeah, another sentence that were 3.5 years I got for that. So we went out on one at Lads' Head weddings to Halifax. Some lads come in, I mean, this is ridiculous, no one will believe this, but some lads come in pub from Halifax, started on us, they got beat up, but there were a lot more of our firm than theirs, like loads more. So some of our young ones were like paggering this lad, and fair play to the guy, he wouldn't give up. Like, he was just saying, come on. So I ended up grabbing him, and like, so I've grabbed him, and it's gone off camera, James, yes. But all you can see is like something going back like that, yeah? And then I come back into shot, and they're saying that I punched him, loads of times, but I actually didn't punch him, I was just grabbing him. So I actually did not do that one, even though everyone will say, he did do it, I promise you I didn't do it. I didn't hit the guy.
And you got a 3.5?
3.5 years for it, yeah, got found guilty. Bit embarrassing as well, because I said to me solicitor, goes, when the jury went out, because I took it to trial, I said, we want them to take a while, don't we? He goes, no, you want them to be as quick as possible, yeah? So I don't know if you've ever been in Crown Court, James, yeah? So it was like 12:20 in Crown Court. You're not getting called back then. Them judges want to go for their dinner. So I thought, should I go over the road and get something to eat? I thought, I'll just hang about 5 minutes, went and got a cup of tea. I didn't even get to take a sip of the cup of tea, and they shouted, oh, Daniel Wright, come back to court. I'm thinking, solicitors told me, oh, quicker the better, you know what I mean? I'm buzzing here, I've got not guilty. Walked in, guilty. All 12 of them found me guilty in 5 minutes.
The whole 12?
All 12, yeah. Guilty.
I'd have sacked that lot instantly. Like, when they come back instantly, that doesn't mean not guilty. That could be a straight guilty.
Yeah. So if you're out there and you think you get called after 5 minutes, you might be in trouble, lads. Just keep that one in. But,
what you thinking then? Like, do you lose that thrill? Because you said now in your 40s you still got that thrill. If you could get the call up and not get away with it, you would do it. Does that then make you question, like, I'm giving a lot of years of my life away for this?
That's what made me quit, really, James, because, like, I got 2.5, 3.5. What am I getting next time? 5, 6? I mean, even worse, if they could maybe chuck an 8 at you. I don't want to do that sort of time, so I thought it's probably time to call it in now. And as you get older and you've done a few sentences, a lot of lads won't admit this either, but I'll admit this. You do start to think about stuff where before I'd just steam straight in, not bothered. But now if something were to happen, I'd be like, you know, checking all over. Is there a camera? And you're not the same. It does take a bit out of you, a bit of your gameness probably, because you're thinking, I don't want to get nicked here, you know. So where before you didn't care about it.
Everything's got cameras now. You've got dash cams on cars. You've got Ring doorbell.
Yeah.
You've not just got the CCTV at helicopters. You've got everything.
Who were it? It was someone. Didn't someone get one at football lads? I'm sure it were on your show, and I can't remember who said it. They got nicked because someone were filming it off a balcony on a tripod or something. Yeah. That's unlucky. That
I think that was Big Dante.
What? Yeah, that is unlucky. Yeah.
And they gave the footage to the coppers.
Yeah.
What's jail were you in then?
The second time, so I were in Armley again, which is obviously like the local, and then I got shipped to Weatherby, Wilston at Weatherby, but it was custody, that sentence, to be fair, which is obviously you're used to jail by the night you've done it, and like I got a good job where all I had to do in day so if you're a new prisoner, you come in, someone has to read this book to you that tells you stuff like how many visits you get and how you get money sent in. So I used to do that in the morning, then my day with myself. So I could go to the gym all day basically. So it were all right, yeah. It were decent.
What's your mum and dad saying at this point?
Unfortunately, my dad died on my second sentence. He died when I were in there. So yeah. But my mum, obviously, she's gutted, like, and she's embarrassing. That's the worst thing for me now. Like, I don't want to, because obviously my mum's older now, like 76. So even my sister's 50. I don't want them coming to jail to visit me. You know what I mean? It's embarrassing, isn't it?
Is that when the penny drops, when your dad dies? When you're in jail after the football hooliganism?
Yeah. Do you know what though, James? I think it had dropped before that, because it obviously had been poorly, and I knew I was going to probably miss his death. So yeah, obviously it dropped before that. And 3.5 years is a long time as well, isn't it? It's a long time.
That's what, people say, I deserved it anyway. But that's the thing of trying to have a normal life.
Yeah.
Having the football hooliganism. But people need to understand, people who join the army or join firms, is because there's something missing. They want to feel part of something. They want to fit in.
Well, that's it. That's what in my novel I kind of try and show that people are just lost, aren't they? Whatever you do in life, everybody's kind of lost. You're looking for something to make you some money and like to keep you entertained and keep you happy. I mean, I don't know if men can ever be happy. I'm not sure, but because you always, I don't know about you, James, but when you achieve something, I'm like happy for 5 minutes, and then I'm like, well, what am I going to do now? I need to do something else. But I just think that's men in it. But
men's minds are very complex. We're really strange beings. Like, we don't really know how to navigate emotion or feelings.
Yeah.
I can only speak for myself.
Yeah,
but the majority of people I speak for, like, we never really have true answers. No matter what we do or what we achieve, you could have chased out the Man U firm, say they had 1,000, you had 100, you would think that was great, but there's something, you won the lottery as well, which we'll touch on, but there's always an element for myself of never feeling good enough, never feeling truly satisfied. People say, working yourself, I've done all that shit. But there's still always something. I don't know if it's because I know there's something bigger outside of me that we don't really tap into.
Yeah.
But again, I could be talking shite as well.
No, I agree with you on that.
I just enjoying life. But for how big the universe is and people, and I just find that there's an emptiness because we're not really doing what should be fulfilling us, truly. I think everything is a system where we think that's the way to live, but something's telling me it's not, and I don't know the answers to it. And I think that's why I'm always confused of, why are you not enjoying your life? You've created the life that you wanted, but yet you're still a miserable cunt.
But how do you enjoy it, James? So say you go on a 5-star holiday for 2 weeks. After 10 days, I'm bored. Or even maybe after a week, I'm thinking, what else can I do now?
I don't even enjoy it, bro. I'm taking my kids, my mum, my family, and they're all doing my fucking tits in. I think, fuck this. Like, my place of peace is my dogs. Yeah, they're crazy.
Yeah.
But I just love them so much. I love their loyalty. I love just how they would sit with you no matter what, no matter how you're feeling, no matter if you're happy or sad or homeless or in a £1 million house. They're there with you. And that loyalty you can never get from any humans. We say we've got a handful of friends that if you've got that, you're doing amazing. But even them, no one's ever 100%.
No.
Your dogs are 100%.
Yeah. A friend said to me about friends years ago, and I always remember this. He says, how many friends have you got that you can trust with your bird, trust with your money, and trust with your life? And then how many of them can you trust with all three? And when you think about it, it's not a lot, you know. When you think about that, it's not a lot. You're lucky if you've got one, yeah. You're lucky if you've got
and
one.
Even that, you would still question the bastards.
Yeah.
We're living in a day and age where the trust is totally diminished.
Yeah.
that's totally gone because of social media, and everybody's struggle as well, but everybody's greed.
Yeah.
You know, to pretend that we're trying to achieve these fake lives that people are portraying online. They're not real.
No,
it's convincing us that we should have these lives to be happy.
Yeah.
And I think it's very damaging. We need to be careful, including myself, man. I've said it, but social media is so damaging.
It's terrible, isn't it, really?
Yeah. I think we're the guinea pigs for it for the last sort of 10 years. And I think the signs will start to show. I think mental health is through the roof. And I think that social media is a big indicator from that.
Well, I think people look at people, because the thing with social media is whatever anyone's doing in life, they only post on social media when they're doing something like good, don't they? No one ever posts on social media, I can't pay my gas bill this week or whatever. So everyone looks at that social media and then they think, oh, so many people are doing better than me, and that's what makes them all depressed, innit? So, yeah.
What was your ban then from the football ground with your second sentence?
My second sentence, I did not get a ban because they couldn't prove it was football. So I'd come off my ban just before I got sentenced for that, because I was on trial for that for about 3 years. So it just kept going on. And then, so I didn't get a ban with that. But my first ever ban was a 3-year ban. That was a civil ban where they like stop you at airport, try to go to an England game. And then about a year after that, I got another ban. What did I get another ban for? I'm sure I've had 3. And then I got the Rotherham one, which were the biggest one. So like 8 years.
How many games did you go with England?
England, quite a few, probably about 10 or something like that.
Going to support or going to fight?
Both. Yeah. I've been to some England games after my ban, and obviously I'm going to support now. I've done a few tournaments since then. So
when it's the Euros or the final, you do see the English fans causing it. It's not just fucking fighting, there's tables flying, there's restaurants getting done.
Back in the day, definitely then, but now, definitely, like, in Marseille and stuff, definitely not. There's not enough of them. It's all like shirters and stuff now. There's not really many lads there. We used to call them Roonies, you know, they all have Rooney on the back of the shirt and stuff. So I know the papers always make it look like that, but I'd probably say now it's a lot of normal England fans who are taking beatings for our behaviour of the past, really. So, yeah.
I think yous probably get treated the worst though, but yous do a lot of damage.
Yeah.
So yous do. Well, the media portrays it that way.
Yeah.
No doubt there's a lot of great English fans who just go there to support their country, but the English fans, man, you do see it in the news, and as a Scotsman, I just think they bastards up to a no good. Like, what was it like fighting for England? How does it work? Is everything cut off from football teams to them? No club fighting.
Away, it's like that. But when we used to play at home, no, it wasn't really like that because not many firms came to England. They still don't bring that many now, I don't think. So, like, so you used to have, like, say, we'd be trying to fight with Leeds and Huddersfield, or Tottenham would try to fight with Arsenal and Chelsea, or Portsmouth would try to fight with Southampton, or whoever, you know what I mean? Rival at home England games, especially them games in Manchester. I don't know if you remember when Wembley shut. They like played a lot of games in Manchester for a few years, and them games were absolutely mental. They were like coming to near the end of football violence when I think it really ended, probably about 2010, were like when it completely finished. And then but every firm then from north used to have like big mobs there, because obviously they don't go as much when it's down Wembley, do they? Mm-hmm. Like, it's a long fucking way, innit? But when it were in Manchester, there were some mental days there, mental.
So a lot of in-house fighting between each other?
With different firms,
In the stadium or outside?
Outside, yeah. But you could have a fight, like we might have a fight with Huddersfield, let's say, and then it's finished, you walk down the road and Burnley would be fighting with Bolton. Honestly, it were really fun, actually, really fun.
Was it?
Yeah, fun times.
So when you're fighting,
probably not for people in Manchester or police, but yeah, it was fun.
Because the Rangers, when they were in the UEFA final, there was over 100,000 fans there, and I think they were causing it, weren't they, Steph? The Rangers fans were fucking going off down there.
I know some Rangers lads. I actually went over that day. I actually went to Manchester that day, but I gnashed before all trouble started. But yeah, that were mental. I remember them.
So how does it work then with other firms and other guys in these firms going and fighting for other firms? Like, how does that work? Does that happen?
Yeah, that does happen. Some firms are like close with each other, but that's not something Bradford have ever done. The only firm where it's half friendly with like that is probably Millwall. Some of our lads go down there sometimes, and some Millwall lads used to live in Bradford. They used to live up here, so we're like friendly from that. But they've never brought like 20 lads from Millwall have never come to a Bradford game, and 20 lads from Bradford have never gone to a Millwall game. I don't think either of our firms would like that, to be fair. We're both a bit like on us own.
But I know some of the Aberdeen boys go to Tottenham go to Aberdeen. Rangers and Chelsea are very tight as well.
Yeah. Well, when we played Aberdeen, there was some Tottenham with them that day, yeah. So, that's fucking...
Did people... Is this how fucked up it is, where people actually look at the fixture list and teams they don't like go and fight for another firm because they don't like those teams?
There probably is stuff like that, but that doesn't happen with us. We don't really like that, you know. We're a bit on our own, and we're not the best firm. We're a very, very good one on us day, but, you know, I don't think we could say we're like a top 5, because you have to be more consistent for me to be that. But yeah, we don't do that. We won't do it. It won't be looked. If like 10 lads from another firm turned up at ours, it won't be well liked. Definitely not.
Who's the biggest firm you've ever came up against?
Man United, definitely.
How many?
600 maybe.
Was it?
Yeah, about 600 I'd have said, yeah.
Is that why you say they're one of the best?
Yeah, definitely, because who else can get 600? So yeah, I'd definitely say them. But I'd rate other firms. I'd rate Sheffield United, Aberdeen. I've seen Leeds on the day. Like, I would say, like, in my time, we've always got the better of Leeds. But I have seen Leeds on the day, like England-Turkey at Stadium Light. I went to that game, and that firm of Leeds I seen that day is absolutely unbelievable firm. Yeah, so I'd give them credit there. They're a top firm on the day. No one can deny that.
For people who don't know, the Valley Parade fire, was it 1985?
85, yeah.
Was it 56 people died?
56, yeah.
What happened there?
So, obviously, I was one at times, so I don't really know, James. But the story is that, so the old stand used to be wood, and it used to be like full of rubbish underneath. So the story is that someone was smoking a cig, they dropped it through gap, and that lit the fire. So, I've read another book. But Bradford fans don't like this, so I'll probably get shit for this, for bringing this book up. But there's another book by a guy he went to the game, he was only a kid, and he lost his brother, his uncle, and his dad. Or if I've remembered that wrong, it was his brother, his dad, and his granddad. So he lost 3 people. But he's looked into, like, the chairman's past, who were our chairman then, and like every business he had, he got it set on fire, and he got an insurance payout for it. So I don't know if that was something to do with it. I wasn't there, so I don't know. But the book has some appealing evidence, but Bradford fans don't like it, so they get a bit upset about it. But I think the guy lost 3 members of his family, so if someone's entitled to write a book about it, surely it's him. But
yeah,
I don't know.
Mad. What about, who's your best player for Bradford? Who's your hero?
My favourite ever. Do you know what? There's loads. I loved Robbie Blake. But we've got a player now called Andy Cook, and he's probably my favourite, to be fair. He just scores goals. Just always scores goals, and he's a bit of a lad. So, yeah.
The boys?
Yeah, well, I don't know him personally, but it just seems like he's a bit of a lad, really, yeah. Yeah. He's just come back from a knee injury, and he's scored a few since he's come back, so he's doing well. He's a bit like, I think he's from Spennymoor, you know, Geordie sort of area.
They're all nuts, the Jarpies.
Yeah.
Because he's had Dean Windass, Stuart McCall, you played with Rangers for nearly 10 years.
Stuart McCall is probably our greatest ever player. Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah, definitely.
Stuart McCall's English, isn't he? But he played for Scotland.
Yeah. I think he were on bench for England once, and he said that he didn't feel right, so they asked him to come on, and he said, I don't feel right, so he didn't come on. And then the next squad, whatever, he were in Scotland squad. I'm sure that's true.
Was that why he was playing for Rangers? Was that why he was playing for Rangers?
I think he might have been at Everton then, me, but I might be wrong. Yeah.
Everton, it was Everton.
Yeah.
Everton, Rangers, and then Bradford, wasn't it?
Well, no, well, Bradford, Everton, Rangers, then Bradford again.
Because he's been manager for Bradford twice.
Yeah. 3 times we've had him as manager, yeah.
Because I remember a video, I don't know if he's got promoted, and I think he was on top of a car.
That was Premier League,
or something.
That was his second spell with us as a player, when we got promoted to Premier League. And sorry for this, Stuart, you were a miles better player than you were a manager. So
was he?
Yeah.
How hard is that?
He would,
when somebody's a football legend for their club. I think McCoy's done it with Rangers, football legend, absolute great commentator as well. Went to Rangers, done what he could, but when he got to the Premier League, I think he struggled, got sacked, and I don't think the fans really turned against him. But it's hard when you've been a winner to then when you've got all that negative attention.
He don't really get that much stick, to be fair. There's still probably half our fans that'd have him back for a 4th time, so because he's just that loved. So yeah.
Yeah, I think you get 30-40 caps for Scotland with Stuart McCall. Great wee player, man.
Yeah, top player. I think he scored twice in an FA Cup final, didn't he? For Everton, I think.
Did they get promotion to the Premier League in 98?
Yeah, 99.
99 season.
Yeah, and that he'd come back then that season. That he'd left Rangers and come back to us. Then we got promoted to Premier League, so then he had like another 2 years with us.
How do you justify the violence?
What, like, how do I justify punching someone else in the face,
fighting.
basically?
Yeah.
Well, nobody there, everyone who's there wants to play a part, don't they? I'm not picking on someone innocent. It's all organised fight. We want to beat each other up. So that's how I probably justify it. Maybe I'm wrong. I might be.
It's a mad life, though, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Hooliganism, but is it hard to come away from?
Oh, yeah, properly, because, like, I want a football hooligan just on a Saturday, James. To me, I were in the ointment and it was every day a week. If one of my mates had trouble with someone else, I had trouble with them or whatever. I were a football hooligan 7 days a week. That was my life. That came first to me, you know what I mean? So obviously now I don't have that. We don't, like, because we used to be together every day and I might see him once a week now, you know what I mean?
How much does it actually take up of your life? Is it damaging towards relationships and other things with it?
Well, I've split up with every bird I've ever had, so it must be.
Like, is it so time consuming because there's so many boys? It's like a little cult of your own brand, innit? It's like you're just making sure everyone's all right, especially if there's hundreds. So I'd imagine it'd be time consuming with everybody's problems and what they're battling and people losing loved ones and getting sacked from jobs.
Yeah, it definitely is time consuming, but you just like spending time with each other as well, don't you? Like we'd go to gym together, some of us, or do stuff together. So, I mean, listen, I've had birds that I love, but after spending a full day with them, I'm bored to death of them, you know what I mean? I want to go see lads.
What did they say about it?
Not really. I don't think I've ever had a bird who liked it. Yeah, I don't think so anyway.
See, when like Football Factory came out in Green Street,
yeah,
because you'd have still been relatively young. It must have been 20 years ago as well.
Yeah.
Did that enhance everything?
Nah, because it was still pretty rife then, really, football violence. So no, it didn't. It probably got a few more young'uns coming, you know, because they've seen them films and thought, oh, I want to do this sort of thing. Because that's. I think my mum still kicks herself about this, because when I was a kid, like I said, I was terrible at school. I wouldn't read any books or like do what like that. And she says, oh, there's a book here that you'll love called Football Factory. So I read that book and then I was like, oh yeah, I know what I'm going to do. I'd have been about 14 or something at the time. So
what was your clothing of choice?
My favourite ever brand is 100% at its peak, Paul and Shark.
Is that?
Yeah, 100%. When that were at its peak, that were the best, I think. Yeah.
Why does people gravitate towards like that or Fila? Stone Island's obviously the main hitters.
Stone Island's
I like to West Ham kind of. I don't know why I always related to West Ham like Fila, but
yeah.
I don't know if it's because of the Football Factory and that, but it was kind of appealing. It was kind of, even now, you see some of the like zippers and stuff and you go, that's pretty cool, but I wouldn't wear it because I wouldn't want to be associated. People would just automatically associate with
you're a football hooligan.
Yeah, same as Stone Island, but I've always wore Stone Island.
Yeah.
It has got that connection with hooliganism.
Oh, definitely. I'd say like you said, them two and Burberry, I'd say they're the big three really where people think football hooligans. But
do you know straight away who's a hooligan?
I used to, but now everyone in ground dresses like a hooligan, so no, not now, no. It used to be like only hooligans dress like that, but everyone seems to dress like that now. So
what happens when someone runs?
You'd be out of firm, I think. If your lads were all getting stuck in and you ran off. I've never actually known that happen with us, to be fair, so quite lucky, but I don't think it'd be nice for you. If you left, say, 10 of your mates fighting and you've scarpered off down the road, I think you'd be in trouble, yeah.
Is there any times you've wanted to run but couldn't?
No, I think the times I wanted to run, I've ended up running because we've all run together, yeah. So, yeah, no. I don't think so. There's times when I've been walking to fights when there haven't been many of us and I've been thinking in my head, fuck me, we're in trouble here. But I can't show that because obviously lads like probably follow me a little bit then, so you've got to be trying to build them up saying, oh, we can do these, we can do them or whatever, you know. You can't show any fear. But yeah, loads of times I've been walking at fights thinking, oh, fuck me, we've fucked it here.
What's the biggest rush, before, during or after? What's the biggest kind of head rush?
They're all good rushes because walking there, you don't know what's going to come. I would say for me, the violence is the best. But the actual fight, I do love that. But something else I did always love, and I was addicted to this, were like when you're in a pub afterwards and people will be saying, oh, did you see Danny do that? Or did you see that? I don't know. Maybe I'm a bit of a show-off or something, but I always did love that, yeah.
The war stories?
Yeah. Because that's part of the best bit, really, when you're all in pub afterwards saying, "Oh, did you see me at that guy?" Or that guy punched me in the face, a belter, or whatever. You know what I mean?
Is every cunt on the sniff?
Not everybody, no, but a lot used to be. But I think like not as much nowadays. I ain't touched it for about 4 years, mate. So no.
Was it harder to fight drunk or easier?
I never used to drink before the game, so I'd never drink before the game. So after, so it's a lot easier to fight when you're sober. I thought. So when you're drunk, you're falling all over and stuff, aren't you?
Has anybody ever been too drunk? You've says you can't go today.
No. I don't think so. No. Most people kind of keep themselves right in their head, and like you say, a lot of them are on sniff, so it doesn't show as much anyway. Even if they're off their head, does it?
So you came out for the second time. You've done, what's that, 6 years in sentences. You've been banned from the ground for 8 years. Like, what's the process coming out? Are you thinking, okay, I need to start making changes? I'm getting a bit older.
Well, when I first come out, I was training every day at gym, so I was a lot slimmer than what I am now. So I was first thinking, make sure you keep up with that, which I did. Started playing football again. That gave me like another buzz, playing on a Sunday morning and training through the week. And then just earning money, really, that were it. But I won't lie, I am bored most of the time, and I do think, even today, I do think, should I go back to it? Sometimes I do think about it, but I just think it's not worth it.
What would happen if you get caught again?
What do you think? 5 at least?
An 8, possibly.
Yeah,
I know some of the guys that are getting 8s.
Yeah.
But that's the biggest sentences.
No, and I think I've been done for 3 or 4 violent disorders as well, and 2 frays. So I've been locked up on some worse charges. I once got locked up on conspiracy to cause violent disorder. If I'd got found guilty on that, I'd have been done for. But yeah, but I do miss it, James. You know what I mean? I'm not going to lie and sit here and say I don't miss it. I do miss it. It's very sad this. I ain't ever found out in my life as good.
Yeah, that's mad, bro.
Yeah, I know, it's mad, yeah. And I've not done bad in my life. I've done some all right stuff, you know what I mean?
Ain't it mad though how it grips you?
Yeah.
But it's the same. I don't agree with wars. But I still respect the servicemen who fought in it. Because it's the path that they thought was right for them at that time that served them to get out of a shitter life or to be part of something, you know? And because it's the people behind the curtain who call the shots for these people to go and do bad things, and then they struggle with PTSD because of the things that they've done. The same as hooliganism, like when you actually know people's stories, but you've came for a good life, you've came for a stable household, ended up doing 2 sentences, to then still love it. There's a good chance that you might end up doing another couple in your time. And I'll get you back on, bro.
Yeah. He's a chance, because it's like an addiction with a smackhead. I'd probably say it's not. I know, like we all went to Newcastle the other week, like about 30, 40 of us. And I said, I was talking outside to one of the older lads that I have a lot of respect for, and I was saying, I would never now go ring another firm up and look for it. But I said, but I don't know what would happen if we walked down the street and they were just walking towards us. If you just bumped into each other. I don't think I'd be able to say no to that. I'm not sure.
How much has it changed over the years?
A lot now. Yeah, it's a lot now. Like I say now, when you go to a football game now, it's like, it's mental, because everyone dresses like a lad, and like they're all looking for trouble, but there's not really any trouble. It's a bit strange, football. It seems to have gone backwards, actually. So it's like a bit more like in 70s now, without the violence, but everybody in the ground now, I'd say it's about 40% of them think the football hooligans. When in my day, it were like 5-10% at best,
But we're living in a generation full of pussies.
Yeah, pussies, absolutely.
People portray the image of this.
Yeah.
Of not just football hooliganism, but as many things where people pretend that we're all great pretenders.
Yeah.
Everything's social media, everything's for likes and attention. To
100%.
look pretty and portray an image that's not really you.
No.
There's no men.
No.
I'm not saying football hooliganism is men, but you still got to have a set of balls to give a tear up. You know what I'm saying? But we're living in a fucking land full of sissies and pussies, man. Especially Scotland, governments and everything. It's just soft as fuck.
Is it? Yeah.
Like, what's happening? Like, this was a country of freedom and patriotic. People are putting up flags and calling you fucking racist. I'm thinking, you're Scottish, be proud. You're English, be proud. People who take down flags, that's got to be the worst of the worst. No matter who the fuck you are, be proud of your country. If I go to any country and see their flags and I go, patriotic country, they love their people.
I'm same as you, James. I don't get it. I don't understand why they're all doing this. And how is it racist to have a flag up?
It's crazy.
And if you're a foreigner of some sort, or even an immigrant who's been here for 2 generations, and you've got a problem with that flag, to be honest, I don't think you should be here. Obviously, what's your issue with it? It's our flag. So, but people don't like, the one thing governments don't like is pride in their own nation. Like patriots, they don't like it.
Yeah, it's a joke. I'm the same. If I was to go to a country and start complaining about their flag, I'd expect to get mass kicked out.
Voted out, yeah.
So no matter if you're in England, Scotland, Ireland, Northern Ireland, Wales, if you don't respect that flag, then fuck off.
Yeah, yeah. If you don't respect the country, go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Respect the culture, respect the people. And it's great to have multicultural, it's great to have different people, but whatever country you're in, you've got to follow their rules and laws and orders and be one of them and integrate to be who they are.
Do you think they do it, James? Because like, so basically, I don't know, some in a city, let's say there's some Sikhs there, some English there, some Muslims there, that all 3 of them are always arguing over something, and then they're not really paying attention to the fact all 3 of them are getting fucked over, really. So is that why governments like it? Because immigration's gone too far here, hasn't it? Everyone could say that. I think even immigrants would say it's gone too far here. There's too much now. But do they do it because it's easy? They think it makes you easier to control. I don't know. Is that?
It's all divide and conquer. Even football teams that still divide. Bradford, we're all part of something, but everybody's fighting and not asking the bigger questions of why is they creating a problem? Why are you getting the reaction? And they'll find the solution. Like it's all set up to fail. It's all set up to divide and rule.
Yeah.
They've got all us hating on each other when really all humans are the same.
Yeah.
You know, I'll always be outspoken about illegal immigration. I think it's wrong. Not just illegal immigration has nothing to do with race.
No.
I always have to repeat that.
Yeah.
Because people call you racist. The Scottish went to New York and Australia, and the Irish done it. The Polish come here. Nobody's asked what colour you are, but you must have the right documentation for us to know who you are in case you commit a crime. Now, the UK's went from 9,000 rapes a year to nearly 80,000. Something's not right, and I'm not blaming all immigrants, but we've got enough dickheads.
It's definitely played its part.
It's definitely having an effect. Sweden will tell you this, all the patterns and all the stats there. So it's the class. I don't know. I think there's a bigger agenda behind it, and I think as the British and English and the Scottish, I think we're playing our part in creating this agenda for the big absolute, because we're all fighting. Everything's a problem. Everything's left and right. I don't give a fuck about the divide. I'll treat people how they treat me.
Same.
Sikh or Muslim, whatever it is. I'm not asked. I'm not educated enough about religions to have an effect on it, because every Muslim I've met have been sound. Every Christian I've met have been sound. I don't know what they do behind closed doors. It's a different ball game, but I think the media can portray these narratives and really pollute people's minds, and we buy into it. Because it's not fair, because like I say, every Muslim, I go to Dubai a lot. It's an amazing city. You know what I'm saying? So I can't judge every Muslim, I can't judge every Christian, every Jewish man, but there is a lot of unrest in the world.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm same. I don't judge people on the race or whatever. I've got loads of Muslim mates, but I do think the country has gone, like, it's gone too far. That white people are going to end up being a minority here, and that, for me, that ain't right in anybody's native country. You know, like, it's not right what we did to Native Americans, or you know. So I would say, but I think that'll just probably end up happening, because unfortunately I'm as guilty as this as anyone else. White people are just bothered about going to football and having a beer, aren't they? But they probably do need to wake up a little bit, because
I don't think religions can stay in the same country, different religions. I think because when it becomes too crowded, I think then that's when people try and force that. If you supported Bradford, you'd want everyone to support Bradford. So I just think we're living in a society where religions, there's been many wars over religions for thousands of years. Nothing's going to change, and I'm wary about the young lads coming over in boats as well. It's like an invasion, and there's too many. Something needs to just stop, just put a hold on it. If you want to work, if you want to go and join the British Army for a year, that you're willing to do what you want for this country before you get free healthcare and free money and free accommodation. Go and provide, because why have we got served? Why have we got our veterans on the street? That should not be happening. There should not be one veteran on the street. Obviously, mental health can play a part, but these men died for their country. These men are fighting for their country. These men are willing to do for their country, but yet we're ripping down their flag that these men fought for. Like, that is a fucking joke. No matter what you say, how can you be racist for flying your flag? No. Be proud of your colours. I'm a fucking true Scotsman. I love my country. I've got a flag. Like, that's what it's all about. Do you know what I mean?
Definitely.
So I do all my work in England. The majority of my people are English. Like, the majority of people watch my podcast are English because it's more population. But you've got to be patriotic from where you're from. You've got to abide by your rules and laws and just get by. Now, not everybody is bad, because where I grew up, my school was very multicultural as well. We had a lot of Kosovoan refugees come over from all different places, and they were welcomed. And I'm all for refugees, because fucking the damage that Britain's done and America's colonised the world, and it's only normal for families to get away from war-stricken places.
100%.
Illegal immigration is a different ballgame. I don't understand how people can't see the common sense of they're breaking the law.
Let's be honest, right? If you were a criminal, in another country, and you knew you could go to another country that's a lot richer, probably a bit easier to earn money in, and you wouldn't even have to take your documents, and they'll just put you up in an hotel, and you'd go, wouldn't you? So that matter needs sorting out, definitely.
Because look what they've done in Epping. I spoke about it yesterday.
Yeah.
The fucking illegal immigrant touched up a 14-year-old girl.
Yeah.
Get 12 months. The 3 guys were protesting against the fucking paedophile and get 2 years each.
Yeah, no.
They get a bigger sentence.
Why is that though? Is that because they are all nonces who run world? I don't know.
But there's a lot of it does get swept under the carpet as well. Because they know the uproar, they know the British patriots will fucking make a stand. That people won't just sit there. And that's the scary thing though. Are they trying to cause the unrest?
That's another thing, I think,
Are they trying to cause the unease of all these religions and all different colours where people are hating on each other? And it is scary. Like I say, I hate the fucking divide, but it's just a bit of common sense. Okay, well, there's got to be some sort of structure in place.
Yeah.
You know, it's billions of pounds out of taxpayers' money. To provide for illegal immigrants.
Well, who thinks it's a good idea to let someone move here and give them free healthcare? They've put out into society. You're going to end up. No wonder NHS don't work. I mean, I don't know if it'd work even if you stop that. I'm not sure. I'm not an expert. But
putting it next to schools and that.
Yeah.
You know, it's putting them next to schools, and young girls are getting groomed and abused. And look at the grooming gang scandal for the last 50 years. You know, I mean, Sadiq Khan's been covering stuff up. Like it's absolute madness. It's scary.
No.
You know?
Yeah, that's funny enough. I'm actually writing another novel about grooming gangs at the minute, but it's I've obviously done a bit of like, reading up on it and stuff, but it's ridiculous how many people covered that up. It's mental. You had that guy on, didn't you? The Asian fella.
Yeah.
He were really interesting, I thought, on that. He knows his stuff on that.
Definitely. Yeah. He's saying it's victims over votes, or votes over victims.
Yeah.
So they covered it up to have the big majority of votes.
Yeah.
So they sweep it under the carpet. So if you harm a kid, for me, it's the death penalty. It's public execution.
Yeah.
Show people we're not standing for that.
Yeah.
We're accepting it. They're trying to. If I even think Iraq's brought the marriage name, the age of consent for marriage down to like 14 or 15 to 9.
Yeah.
11. Like, it's fucking
that's
sick.
disgusting.
No matter the religion, no matter the country, there should be a world law.
Yeah.
16 or 18 for marriage, I believe.
Yeah.
We're not living 2,000, 5,000 years ago.
No.
This is 2025. Things have changed. Protect our kids. Like, how the fuck can you be getting married off at 9 years old? Like, that's
disgusting.
Savage.
Yeah.
That is brutal. That's the lowest of the low. And any man who wants that, it doesn't matter what religion they follow, it's just sick behaviour.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
And we can accept it because we maybe follow certain religions or whatever. That's wrong to me. I think we've got to put things in place for a world law. You can't get married until you're at least 16, possibly 18, because they're still kids. The brain has not fully developed.
No. Not even just the brain as well. The body at some of them ages, you've got to be doing really bad damage to them, haven't you? At that age, it's disgusting.
Yeah, it's sick. How, when it was coming to an end, how was that feeling when something you loved, something that you've probably only thing worth living for, but it was something you were so passionate about for 20 years. How hard was it when it was coming to an end?
Pretty hard, but it's the boredom really, or sometimes you just miss that like thrill on a Saturday. We've just got to try and do something else, haven't you? Like I've got into like walking and hiking and stuff now, and I go out on my bike and stuff like that. Just stuff like.
It's weird how life changes, you know, when you can look back on it. Do you have any regrets?
Any regrets? Obviously going to jail when my dad died. Yeah, I wish I could have. I probably could have done something to get the court case put back like another year, but I didn't think about it at the time. But I look back on that now and think. Obviously, I wish I hadn't have done it, but I wish I hadn't have been in jail when my dad died. That's probably the only regret I have.
What about the lottery win? Talk to me about this. How does a football hooligan then sit in a hotel and then win the lottery?
So, I don't know. I'm a lucky bastard, James. I've always been a lucky bastard. So, I mean, I don't know. I won it. God obviously, if there is a God, he obviously looked after me, didn't he? So, I mean, that was a thrill. Like, I'm not going to lie, that's probably the best thrill I've ever had, knowing that you've won £1 million. It was great, absolutely great.
And how did it come about?
So I were on holiday, and I were with my bird. She were getting a shower, and I'd had a shower and that. So I just thought I'll check my emails. Looked at my email, said, "Oh, you've won on national lottery on Euro Millions," and I thought it'll be £2.50, some note. So I got the phone, looked at it, and it like comes up in a message at top, "Oh, you've won this much," and I wasn't really paying attention. I thought, I've won £1,000. That's all right, £1,000. That's not £1,000. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I must have counted it 10 times, James. And then I was just like, woo! Like Ric Flair. I remember I was like, Ric Flair can't do it properly, but I was like him, bird coming running out of the shower. What's up with you? What's up with you? And I was like, I've won lottery. She didn't believe me at first, like, thought I was winding her up, you know what I mean? But I was like, no, I've won £1 million. I've won £1 million. So absolute, like, then you've got to ring the number and like give them this code. There's like a code up message. You've got to give them code. And then, you know what? I shit myself, James, yeah? Because I never knew this, and I'll give some people some advice here in case they ever win lottery. Because I won the UK matchmaker, sorry. I were in Cape Verde at time. Now, if I'd have put that ticket on in Cape Verde, I wouldn't have got paid. But because they said that to me, where did you put the ticket on? And I goes, well, it's a standing order. So it just, comes out my bank every month. They goes, all right, that's all right. But if you'd have bought the ticket while you were abroad, we won't pay you. So imagine that. Imagine if that happened to you. So, if you ever win lottery and you're on holiday, don't ring them until you get back. So,
can they see where you put it on?
I don't know.
Obviously put it on in Cape Verde if it's a UK lottery, but people could maybe put it on online.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. You put it, because I just had it online, but it was like a standing order. So it'd come out of my bank account, say, every month to cover my numbers.
Was that a lucky dip?
No, I had the same numbers. Always had the same numbers, and it come up. But obviously, it wasn't the numbers that come up. You get like a code, don't you, on that UK matchmaker, like once a week, and it was a code that come in.
I always thought the lottery was full of shit. I always thought nobody wins it.
Yeah. I always said I'd win it as well. I don't know why. I've always been lucky. I'm very lucky. So, like, I've always had like King Midas, who used to touch stuff and turn stuff to gold. Yeah, pretty lucky like that.
So when you win the lottery, what's the rules and regulations? Do you get tax on it?
No tax. You get £1 million in your bank.
How fast?
Because obviously I were on holiday, and they said, I was still had another 10 days there or something. I said, you might as well stay on holiday, and then when we come back, we'll sort it out. But then there were a bit of messing about with my bank account as well. So it probably took me about 3 weeks to a month, but I know it would be quicker for other people. I fucked a few things up, but yeah.
When was this?
So that was April the 12th, 2022. So yeah.
See, I would have been thinking, because it's only a few years ago, you see these people in work vans and they've got a scratch card.
Yeah.
And it's the fake ones.
They're
scratching it and they've won 100 grand.
I was thinking,
not moving it. I would have been looking at that April thinking, well, April Fool's is just not so far past.
No.
I would have been thinking, this is a wind up.
Obviously, you do think that. Like, I was still thinking in my head, is this like someone acting to the lottery app and like just, picked out a random bloke and played a right trick on them? But no, I never believed I was getting it until it went in my bank account. I was still thinking something's going to happen. They're going to not give me this money, even though they were great to deal with, lottery, I have to be honest. They were really good to deal with. Yeah, I always had it in my head, something's going to go wrong here, something's going to go wrong. And I got the money, like.
Did you ever think that maybe they wouldn't have given you it because you were in prison for hooliganism or anything?
No, but I did think, I wonder if anyone ever sells a story on me, but that's never happened, like someone from past that I've done something to. I thought, I wonder if anyone, but it's never happened to me, that, luckily.
Was it in the papers?
No. I kept it quiet.
No, brother, you just came public.
Yeah, no. I came like pretty. I think lottery knew that I'd been in jail, but it's not a rule that you can be in jail and play lottery.
Yeah, just in case that people can be bastards.
Yeah. But yeah, what a thrill that is. The only problem with that is, like, it's another thrill that I think in my head, I'd fucking love to do that again, like, so, but.
Are you a gambler?
Yeah, but I like a gamble.
You're a thrill seeker?
Yeah, definitely, yeah, I like a gamble.
Tell me this, you've won £1 million in the lottery.
Yeah.
Would you give it up if Bradford could win the league? Premier League?
Premier League? So they get to play Champions League? Ooh. It's close and it's very selfish, but no, I won't. No,
Yeah, good man.
no, I won't. No.
Oh, look after yourself.
Yeah, 100% look after myself. Yeah, definitely.
So what was life like then when you won the £1 million? Did anything change?
Yeah. I didn't really know what to do with myself for a bit. I had some weird feelings, like I didn't really deserve it. It's a bit of a strange thing, you know. And like then obviously I moved away. I put some money into a couple of businesses here and there, and then I just concentrated on writing books. I always wanted to write the novel, and I thought, we've got a perfect chance now. So I did that. But then, like, I don't know. It's a strange feeling because you don't know what to do, really. You know what I mean? You can do what you want, but like, so I went traveling for a bit. I got one of them train tickets that goes around Europe, you know, and you can get on and off wherever you want for 3 months. But after that, I was bored of that. You know what I mean? Even though it's great looking at all these different cities, but after, like, there's only so many cathedrals and museums you can see, isn't there, before you think, fucking, I want to do something else.
Did you never think about joining a firm there and just going to one of their games?
Yeah, that did cross my mind, yeah. I'm not going to lie, but I didn't do it. I did go to a lot of games, though. I would go into, like, games and just watching different football, because I do, like, there's a bit of a myth that, you know, footballers are not football fans. I do, like, really enjoy football, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I went to Paris, Juventus, went to Milan Derby, went to Marseille. I'd always wanted to go to a Marseille game. So, yeah, loads of stuff like that, yeah.
You never been to an old firm?
No, I've never been. It's on my list, yeah.
That's different.
Yeah.
It's different.
Yeah.
So it is. Like, it's different for your Barca's and Real Madrid's. It's different from, like, your Man U's and Man City's. Like, there's just, you can feel the fucking hate.
Yeah.
You can feel the atmosphere. Like, there's always Celtic Rangers fans are top 10 probably best fans in the world.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Like, they deserve to be in
Yeah.
the English leagues. They deserve to be a British league.
I'd love to see it happen. But I think the problem with it is that all the clubs probably say, like us, Bradford, and say, if that's going to happen, we've got to get our payday first. So they'd make you start on 4th division to just come up.
And I think that would be all right, but
It'd be fun, like, wouldn't it, if you were a Celtic or Rangers
gives it that
fan?
extra boost, man.
Yeah.
It'd be good for the Scottish economy. It'd be great for so many reasons, and I think it'd be good to see where Celtic Rangers are. They don't get the players because they've not got the funding. I think just being in the Premier League, you're getting 150 million a year, and nobody. You're playing against your fucking, no disrespect to the teams, but your Kilmarnocks, and you're going up to Dundee's, and when you could be playing at Old Trafford.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? It's more lucrative for players to want to play with you.
100%. I don't think it'd take long either if Rangers and Celtic were in Premier League for, let's say, 5-6 years. The money, they'd soon be big players, I think, in Premier League. You know, with money they could earn, because they're massive clubs, aren't they?
Yeah.
Do you ever go on holiday and not see a Celtic or a Rangers shirt wherever you are?
Because you've not just got Scotland, you've got Ireland.
No.
You've got a lot of the Americans. They've got support all around the world.
Yeah.
Bradford is the only people from Bradford.
Do you
know what I'm saying? But Celtic are global.
No,
Rangers
massive.
are global.
Yeah.
And they fucking hate for each other. It's a beautiful thing, and I always say it, like, that's what makes it what it is. If you ever had that hate, like, you would go to your rival games and you hate them, but it's the biggest buzz of the day.
Yeah.
Because there is a hatred, and you know you've got one up on someone.
Oh, yeah.
They won.
Yeah.
You've got the messages, you've got social media, you've got family, texts.
Yeah.
It's a big day and a big excitement.
Yeah.
Your team beats a rival.
100%. If you work together or whatever, you've got bragging rights, haven't you, until the next game. It's brilliant.
The South Americans look crazy though. I'd like to go to a few games over there.
I would. Brazil, I'm interested in, and Colombia. They're the two that I think I'd like to go there.
Their fans look nuts.
Yeah.
So they do. But the Milan derby, what was that like?
Good, really good. So it were Inter's home game because they play at same ground. So it were Inter's home game, and I have to say it was one of the best atmospheres I've ever been to. I don't really care for either team, but I probably leaned more to AC Milan before that day. But the atmosphere at Inter fans were just fucking brilliant, yeah. So I probably prefer Inter now.
I used to love Italian football.
Yeah,
I used to watch it every Sunday.
Yeah.
You had Channel 4, I think it was.
Yeah.
And I remember like Batistuta and Giorgio.
Yeah.
Baggio.
Yeah.
Like, I always loved the Italians. I always loved their team.
I always had a soft spot for Juventus, so obviously I went to a game when Zidane, David. I always liked Inzaghi. People didn't like Inzaghi, but I always liked him, goal scorer.
He ended up going to AC Milan.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did well there as well. Yeah.
I think won the Champions League.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
They're not as a force as they used to be, but Big McTominay and young Gilmore's went
Oh,
to.
flying at Napoli, aren't they?
Napoli.
Yeah.
And he just looks different. His glow up is different.
Yeah.
He just looks trendy. He's got the slick back
Yeah,
hair, nice
I've seen
pants,
that,
suit.
yeah,
He's
yeah.
at Wimbledon.
Yeah,
I thought he looks like a big fucking model.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
it's
yeah.
just the Italians are smooth.
Yeah,
They're very smooth. They dress they well. They look well, and you can see the difference already.
Yeah.
And Man U should have never let him go.
No. For who they've got, he's fucking miles better than what
Yeah.
they've got. No.
And he was still banging in goals.
Yeah,
but-
well, yeah.
So after all that, then like, how's life now? Good. Still young, man.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
41. I'm 41.
Yeah. Really good. Like, I've got myself in a good place. I've written this novel. I've written the follow up to this novel, and then I'm halfway through another novel. So my life's like I'm young, but I'm probably like an old man now. I get up in the morning, train, write for how many hours it takes me, like 2,000 words a day I try and do, or a minimum 1,000, and then I'll go to gym and cycle about, stuff like that. Maybe take a bird out or something like that on the night. That's it, really. Pretty chilled out life. It's fucking boring as fuck though, but yeah, it's nice. So it's a nice life.
Did you buy that bird anything with the million?
Yeah, she got some money. Yeah. But she was with me at time, wasn't she? So we had a good few years together. So she was all right.
Yeah, at least you won it when you were with her.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, it's a different ball game when they come knocking. When you've got no.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm now thinking, I'm going through it, mate. So when it comes to money, when you start doing well, you start questioning people who come into your life.
Yeah, definitely.
You know,
Yeah.
when you eat well and you do nice things,
Yeah.
people can see it.
Yeah.
So you don't know what their agenda is.
No.
And because we live in a world where a lot of people do struggle, you then question what's their narrative, what's their agenda behind it. You know, did you question it?
100%, James. I don't think I'll ever settle down me now with a bird, because I don't see the worth in it, because I could be with her and then one day she decides, oh, I don't want to be with you no more, and she can take half your shit. So I think, fuck that, I'm not going to do it. I don't think it's any. I'd love to have kids, but then I think if she started stopping me seeing kids, or someone else were putting pictures up on the Instagram with my kids, I wouldn't like it. So
Yeah, we live in a day and age where everything's dangerous.
Yeah,
you
it's
know?
dangerous,
Especially with social media. Everybody's a fucking social media detective
yeah.
now, and you've got people just spreads false information, and people then use it as collateral to try and damage your reputation, and it's just the way it is, you know. But yeah, it's a good thing, kids, as well. Maybe give you some purpose as well, you know. It changes
Definitely,
everything.
yeah.
Having kids,
Yeah.
fucking hard work though, bro.
No, but it is. But I thought I might do what Ronaldo did and pay like for a surrogate mother or something. I might do that, but you can't do it in England. You're not allowed.
Can you not?
No, you're not allowed.
For someone to carry your child?
Yeah, carry it. You're not allowed to do it. Yeah.
And how does that work?
I don't even know. I just once thought, I remember thinking about Ronaldo. I thought, I won't mind a couple of sons. I'll look into this, and I looked into it, and you're not allowed to do it in Britain. I'd have to go abroad to do it. I'd rather just meet a nice bird though and settle down, but
Well, you're going to struggle, bro.
yeah, I know, mate. I've not met that many nice ones in my life.
Listen, I'm not saying we're all saints.
No.
Fuck me, times have changed.
Oh, yeah.
Like, women don't really, and I'm not speaking for every woman, so women don't bite my head off here, but there's not much elegance, and men aren't gentlemen either.
No,
Like,
no.
both are confused.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
both are struggling, and there's no family commitments anymore. And there was a saying, I'd watched something like, men would give up their happiness for their family, but women would give up their happiness for their give up their family for their happiness. And I thought, makes quite sense, because you look at some of the men who's been cheated on, like fucking Totti played for Romania, Brady, I think Curry, who was the basketball player. Like, these guys are elite athletes at the top of their game, and yet the women are fucking shagging the tennis coaches and other things. And I think these men are multi-millionaires, good-looking guys, respectable, and yet the women are still cheating on them. And you look at the biggest movies in the world as well. You've got The Notebook, the biggest love movies in the world, The Notebook, Titanic.
Yeah.
Both women were cheating.
Yeah.
She's getting shagged in the back of a car with a homeless man, while her man's a multi-millionaire up the stairs. And I'm not saying that's the answers,
No,
but we promote these movies as love movies.
Yeah.
The Notebook as well. She's met a man, she's fell in love with him, she's getting married, and she's back and shagged her ex.
Yeah, no.
But yet we think these movies are great, but we're living in a world where we can portray an image that's normal, that's wrong.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
it's mad to think that
Yeah.
the Titanic, she's getting shagged in the back of a
she
car
is, yeah,
with
yeah,
a homeless man, but yet everybody's feeling sorry for them.
Yeah.
She's a fucking cheating cow.
Yeah. You're bang right. Bang right.
So the book, talk to me about the book. Look, do you have to get any permission from any of your elders or anything? Or
No, obviously, just like out of respect, even for some lads who are younger than me, I said, listen, I'm writing a novel. because my plan is to like hopefully write 6 in that series of it. So it'll go from like the characters at football, and then there'll be other sides of it. Some of them will be selling drugs or whatever, stuff like that. So, but I just asked them all saying, listen, have you got a problem if I put your name in it? It'll probably never be your full name. It'll just be like, either like, obviously my best mate Bungle or Spiller. They've got nicknames anyway, you know what I mean? So it don't bother them. But everyone was down with it. They were all pretty happy, really. Like, you put my full name in it, put my address in it, you know what I mean? So
Bongo?
Bungle is called.
Where does that name come from?
Because do you remember Magic Roundabout?
Yeah, the show, was it Bongo? Rainbow?
Yeah, he looks like that teddy bear, yeah. Looked like that.
He just threw my...
Yeah, very hard lad. Very hard lad, yeah.
Was there any men from other firms who you really respected?
Yeah, loads, like, because all of them got stuck in, didn't they? So, yeah.
So you respect everyone who has a fight?
Yeah, anyone. We're all the same, really, aren't we? Yeah.
What makes a good football hooligan?
You'd have to be game, wouldn't you? Definitely. You'd have to be game. And then loyal, really, I'd say that. And, yeah, they're the 2 main things, I'd say, game and loyal, yeah.
Did any of the boys struggle with mental health or anything?
Oh, loads, yeah. Loads have struggled with that. I'm a bit old-fashioned, though, with that. I just think, like...
Get on with it.
Not get on with it, but I think everyone has struggles with mental health, I always think. And I think a lot of people confuse mental health with getting off their head every weekend. That's a different thing. Stop getting off your head and start training or doing something that you enjoy. And then if you're still struggling, maybe you have got mental health, but if you're getting off your head on gear every week and then waking up on a Monday feeling sorry for yourself, is it mental health, or are you just fucking feeling sorry for yourself because you've had gear all weekend? You need to stop the things that make you do that, don't you? I think if you're depressed, train. That'll make you feel better.
Yeah, the natural chemicals, innit?
Yeah. Or make some money. Them two things will make you feel better. And if you're still depressed after that, then I don't know, maybe speak to a doctor. I don't know, but I think a lot of people play that. Gonna sound harsh here, but a lot of people play that mental health card when really they're just getting off their head every weekend. That's what's making you depressed, because you're not doing all better with your life.
How do you think the English firms would come up against the Polish and the Russians now? Because they all seem to be trained MMA. They all seem to be fit and healthy. Do you think they would still give a good account of themselves?
Yeah, I think they'd still be pretty game. Yeah, I mean,
English boys are always game.
Yeah.
Bastards down here.
Yeah, same for Scottish, sort of fair. Scottish had as good a firms as England, I always thought. But I think both would still do quite well. But they're trained fighters, aren't they? You'd have to think they'd win in end, wouldn't you? I'll probably get some stick off of all lads for saying that. But some of them are proper fucking Muay Thai experts and that, aren't they? So, yeah, you'd have to say they'd probably have to get better at fight, wouldn't they? But if we train like them, we'd be the same, wouldn't we, surely? Yeah.
What about when you went with England? What was the international teams like? Was any you come up against Italy or Germany?
Everybody's good when you go to their place, I'd probably say. But again, at our place, not really very good. No, not seen many. Not seen many. Scotland have brought mobs before, and obviously Wales have brought like locals. But I've not really seen any good Europeans in England. Never seen it.
Never?
No, I've never.
Celtic fans went to Amsterdam, Ajax, but they were using knives and shit, man. And they were terrorising people who were just there to watch the game, the dirty bastards, you know?
Yeah. Very good. Again, they're very good, but they do like knives and stuff like that. And over recent years, they have come to England, but obviously I wasn't involved then, so I've not seen it personally. I've just seen it on news.
How do you think it would have been if you were in the Champions League and that? Would you have been buzzing?
Fucking brilliant. Yeah, brilliant. I think like, we've got a good reputation anyway, but if we were playing teams like in Europe every week, we'd have firms out every week, yeah, it'd have been fucking ace, wouldn't it? I'd have loved to have done that. It's still on my bucket list now to see Bradford in Europe. I don't know if I'll ever see it, but it'd be nice to see.
But look what Bournemouth and Brentford and that are doing.
It can be done, can't it? Wigan won an FA Cup.
Nottingham Forest are a massive club.
Yeah.
Forest, but I heard their boys are good.
Yeah, very
Forest
good.
boys.
Yeah, another team, another firm I'd say was underrated. I don't think I've ever played them, and they've not had a firm, not brought a firm to Bradford. Really good firm. Executive crew, very good firm.
So were you happy with the book? Were you happy with its first novel?
No, I was still thinking in my head, it should be better this. And I probably spent about 2 years messing about with it when really I could have just got it out. I even got a ghostwriter in to go over it, and then I didn't I didn't like his style because he don't write like he's from Bradford. You know what I mean? And I want that book to come across like it's me. So then I called it a day with him and just did it myself again. You know, I probably could have had that book out 2 years ago, really, but I proper second guessed myself. Now I'm really happy with it because people have read it and have sold quite a few copies already. And like I've had a review in local paper saying it's a great book and stuff. So now I'm over the moon. But I'll be honest, I second guessed it for way too long.
Yeah, Bradford's wild. I know a couple of Asian guys there. They're in for murder, but this was a few years back, but they were fucking nuts.
Oh, yeah.
Nutcases.
Yeah.
It is proper place.
Yeah,
so is Leeds. I've got a lot of time for Leeds as well.
Yeah.
I'm a good friend of Josh Warrington, and I went to his couple of fights in Leeds.
Yeah.
And what an atmosphere the Leeds fans bring.
Yeah. I'll give them that. They can bring a great atmosphere. They're a big club, though, Leeds. Massive club.
Yeah, they ran riots in the 90s when Champions League.
Yeah. They're a massive club, Leeds.
When they had, what was it, Alan Smith, Viduka. Who was it? Remember the boy who hit the bar inside of the bars? Amakachu.
Oh, yeah.
Was he Leeds?
Everton in one, Daniel Amakachu.
And who was the guy from Leeds?
Oh, Tony Yeboah, yeah.
Fucking two belters from outside. I always remember those goals. I think some of the best goals in Premier League history.
Yeah, definitely, I'd agree with that.
Inside of the bar.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
So, what's the plans for Bradford? If you've got anything in the pipeline, can you see he's getting yourself in the Premiership in 3 to 5 years?
Well, I'd hope so, yeah, because we got promoted last year, and then now we're in League One. We're near the top of League One, and we've probably played, I haven't looked, but about 12 games now. We've not played anyone who I thought, they're miles better than us. So I think we could get promoted this season, which would be great because we're a well-supported team. I mean, we've been selling out at home, which is 24,000, which is a lot of fans in it. It's a lot of fans.
Do you think if you went to the Premiership, you could get back involved again?
It's always a chance.
Incriminate yourself.
I don't want to incriminate myself, but at the same time, it is always something that will always be with me. Yeah, it will always be with me. Like if we played Leeds or something, it'd be very hard to stay at home.
Millwall next season.
Yeah.
They might go to the Premier League though. I would to see Millwall win the Premier League just because of who they are. Like I say, I know a couple of the lads and they're spot on, man. But it's I would like to see them, and because they're a massive name, I think the movies portray them as a massive name as well.
It'd be great to see them in Premier League. And they've been close last few seasons, like close to getting in playoffs. Like one of my mates who I'm really close with, probably closest of other firms, he's a Millwall and a Rangers lad, Scottish lad, and Graham he's called. I speak to him regularly, and like last few years have been very close to getting up there. And I said to him, you keep knocking on door, you'll get there eventually. And I'd love to see it. I'd love to see Millwall in Premier League. Might even go. I never go with other firms, but I might just call down for one of them games.
Is there many people ever been hospitalised?
Oh yeah. There's bad stuff that happens, isn't there? But like
bottles,
bottles, or like a brick. I've got a scar there where someone once threw a brick and it hit me on the head. Yeah, bad. That were a bit of bad luck, that wasn't it? Mm-hmm. So yeah, probably due a bit of bad luck though. But see, stuff like that. You get hospitals sometimes, but nothing I've ever been involved in. I've never heard of anyone dying or out like that. No. So
what do you think about the people who kind of turn their nose down at it and kind of, that's bad and they're just hooligans, they're just causing trouble?
They're entitled to their opinion, aren't they? Yeah, you know, who am I to say that I'm right? I don't know. You just go through life and do what you think's best for yourself, don't you? Mm-hmm. I don't know. But I don't really give a shit what they're doing, so I don't care what they care about me for. So,
yeah. It's the best way to be sometimes.
Yeah.
Plans for the future, brother?
More novels.
What sort of novels, though?
So, obviously, I've got plans to do 6 in the like Hooligan series about Bradford that'll be totally crime. I do have plans to do one of them as like about some Asian lads, because I don't really think anyone's ever done that. So I thought one of them I'm going to break off and do something like that. And then I've got some other novels in my mind. And then obviously the biggest dream is really like a Netflix or Amazon to come in and say, we think this has got a bit of life, this, and turn it into a TV series. But I don't know if that'll happen. But that's the goal.
Yeah, you never know. Anything's possible.
Yeah.
You've got that luck about you.
Yeah. You never know.
I don't know if 2 prison sentences.
James, it could have been a lot worse. It could have been a lot worse.
I like your kind of method of thinking behind that.
Mm-hmm.
So, the follow-up then to the book.
Yeah.
And then what sort of other books have you got in the pipeline?
So in that series, I plan to do 6 that is like loosely based on my life. One of the characters is loosely based on me, then other characters on my friends. And then I've done one about a grooming gangs in Manchester. I'm like halfway through that. And I think that'll be 2 books as well. And then I'll be honest with you, James, I've got absolutely loads in my mind. I think I've got like a weird mind because someone will say something to me and I think, oh, you could do that as like a story, you know what I mean? So I don't know. I think the end goal in my life, if I've written 20 novels, I'll be happy with that.
Good on you.
Yeah.
At least you've got some purpose.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Not just some failed old fucking football hooligan who's just not done anything with his life, you know? And
that's the thing, James, that I always think, right? And I don't know if I'll ever do it, but I said earlier, I've never found out better in my life than that. I always think like, when I die, I don't want that to be the best thing. I don't know why. I just don't want it to be the best thing. I want to have done stuff like more than that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but everybody's got the potential to do more.
Yeah,
it's
definitely.
Just some people don't see anything bigger.
No.
The area they're in.
Yeah.
People just willing to live, fight, and die for their team or their country or whatever. People just they don't see the wider horizons. They don't see that life is bigger. But again, some of these people are probably happier than me and you. You've won a lottery. I've got a successful podcast, but yet we're still crying like a couple of little bitches. You know what I'm saying? Moaning and complaining. People say what they 2 pricks moaning for.
Yeah.
Give me a positive and a negative about being a football hooligan.
Best friends I've ever had. Still my friends today. They do out for you. Always stick by you. And the negative is obviously going to jail and like having, it's not personally for me, it's more what it did to my family. That, like my mum, my dad, my sisters, my brother, whatever, niece and nephew. They're the negatives, aren't they? Like ruining other people's lives.
Yeah, there's always going to be pros and cons of everything you do. There's always going to be things where you think, nah, I should have maybe done that different.
Yeah.
But that's life. It's full of ups and downs. This is just a story. This is a novel. This is we're the authors of it. You need to actually write what we want to do in life. And what you put in pen and paper can be the exact same what you put externally into your own process of what you want to achieve in life.
Definitely.
Does therapy help? Is the writing kind of therapy for you?
Yeah. It gives me an occupation, like something to do. And then like, like when I finished that first novel and you like, look back at it, and like I finished 2 now, the second one's already finished, and you like look back at it, it's like such a buzz. You think I've just made a whole world there, basically, like a little world. So it has replaced like the buzz. Yeah.
And where can people buy your book again for people watching or listening?
Yeah, paperback. You can buy it on Troubadour. It will be coming out on Amazon, but I don't know what that'll be on 28th of November. But you can buy it now on Troubadour, and then the ebooks you can buy it anywhere. Like, is it Google, Amazon, Apple? They all do it, don't they? It's everywhere on ebook.
How are you feeling today, brother?
Good. I was nervous, but I feel all right now.
Listen, you smashed it. Listen, you're a good guy. I wish you nothing but the best for the
future.
Same to you,
James.
I hope your book absolutely smashes it. I hope your series and books and they all go on to Netflix and do whatever you can. But you've got the luck. And you've got the work ethic, my brother. Listen,
thank you.
I wish you nothing but the best for the future. Would you like to finish up on anything else?
No, I think that's it there. I think we covered it all there. Just thanks a lot, James. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, anytime.
Yeah, so
good luck with the book. We'll leave the link in the description for people to go and buy it.
Yeah.
Like I say, brother, I wish you nothing but the best for the future.
Sorted.
Thanks again.
I'll come back when I'm making a Netflix series.
Look forward to it, bro.
Cheers, brother.